In this video tutorial, you will learn how to set up receiving measurements using the IEC 61850 sampled values protocol and verify that the settings are correct. Before starting to work with the configuration, it is recommended that you watch the video tutorial on configuring of ED2 IEDs opening and saving of configuration file. After successfully opening the configuration file in the project tree, select the module section. In this section, select the module with the library name sampled values receiving module. Received SV streams and their parameters are located in the setting area of the module. Parameters such as broadcast MAC address and SV ID are specified in accordance with the working documentation, or in accordance with the SV stream existing in the network, the parameters of which can be viewed using any available traffic analyzer. The samples per cycle column indicates the number of samples per period of industrial frequency of the electrical network, depending on the operating frequency of the processor. With a processor frequency of 1000 Hz, 80 samples per period are supported. And at a frequency of 1200 Hz, 96 or 288 samples per period are supported. You can find out the operating frequency by going to the System Parameters section, IED Parameters tab, DSP Duty Cycle Frequency Parameter. The Datasets column indicates which electrical values of the adjustable stream will be received by the IED. If there are large delays in the network, we recommend changing the permissible age of obsolete packets parameter by selecting a value from 1 to 10 milliseconds from the drop-down list. To use the obtained values of currents and voltages in the protections and calculated values sections, it is necessary to bind them in the analog input section. To learn how to do this, see the video tutorial on configuring ED2 IEDs analog inputs and measured values. Also in the modules section for adding and deleting existing SV streams, there are buttons at the top of the list of SV streams. Let's add a new SV stream. Next, select the required set of signals for the received SV stream from the drop-down list. When one of the values is set, for example, receiving only voltage, in the analog input section, only voltages will be available for the received stream. If it is necessary to receive direct current or voltage, press the button in the type column and check the box direct current or voltage opposite the required measurement. After configuring SV streams in the logic diagram, diagnostic signals are added to the SV receiving module flag buffer. These diagnostic signals can be used in a logic diagram. You can learn how to work with logical signals from the video tutorial creation and testing of interlocking logic and switching device control. Also, these signals can be transmitted via digital communication protocols by adding them to the table of IED signals. You can learn how to do this from the video tutorial binary inputs, outputs, logic signals, and indication. Conditions for generating signals of this buffer will be described below. Quality signals can be used in the logic of IED. For example, when receiving an SV stream with a quality label of questionable, the values of currents and voltages will be received, but the responsible functions may be blocked. After completion of editing the configuration, you need to save it via File menu, or by clicking on the Save button on the toolbar. To check the correctness of the settings made, it is necessary that the network has an SV stream with the previously specified parameters. Please note that the source of SV streams and the ED2 IED must be synchronized using the PTP version 2 protocol. Next, in the Smart Monitor software, go to the SV diagnostic signal section. The absence of 1 indicates the absence of generation of corresponding diagnostic signals. If parameters of the SV module are correctly configured and SV streams are correctly received, the value column opposite to the good quality will display ones for each signal in the stream. If there is one opposite to failure of redundancy board, we recommend that you contact the support service of EKRA RPE. If there is one opposite to absence of PTP synchronization, we recommend that you check the correct settings of the PTP synchronization protocol in the IED. If there is one opposite to identifier of presence of duplicate stream in network, we recommend that you check the network for the presence of 2 or more streams with the same broadcast MAC addresses and SVID. If there are no duplicate streams in the network, then check the correct synchronization of the PTP source and receiver of SV streams. If there is one opposite to identifier of absence of synchronization, we recommend checking the presence of PTP synchronization at the source of SV streams. If there is one opposite to identifier of absence of data to transmit to functional processor, we recommend checking the presence of an SV stream in the network or the correctness of MAC addresses and SVID setting. The presence of one opposite to identifier of dropped packets means that the IED and the source of the SV stream are out of synchronization with respect to each other. We recommend checking the correct synchronization of the PTP source and receiver of SV streams, or adjust the maximum packet age parameter to the required value. The presence of one opposite to identifier for indication of test value indicates that the received signal of SV stream is labeled test. The values of currents and voltages marked test will not be processed by the IED until it is switched to the test mode. To learn how to switch the IED to this mode, see the video tutorial on adjustment and testing ED2 IEDs, checking of IED modules and functions in testing mode. The presence of one opposite to invalid quality means that the source or receiver of SV streams is faulty. Received values will be set to 0. The presence of one opposite to questionable quality indicates that the received SV stream signal is of questionable quality. Nonetheless, the values of currents and voltages will be received and used. In this case, it is recommended to analyze the quality detail in a network analyzer, for example, in software Wireshark. To do this, open the structure of selected SV packet. A quality attribute will be indicated for each value in the Phase Measurements tab. This video tutorial is over. We hope it was useful to you. Thank you for attention.